Hello, Queens! Queens, New York. Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, and good afternoon, good day, and good evening. How are you? This is the episode where you're gonna see two classical dances from India. One is from the east, the Odissi, and later on you're gonna see from the south, which is Bharatnatyam. So, and why we have this today? Because we would like to tell the world that even though we have undergone this crisis of COVID-19, you know, it says epicenter of the epicenter, and that's Queens. And if you're positive, you will say, you're positive. You're gonna turn that positive into the epicenter of the epicenter, which is Queens, but the epicenter of culture and tradition. And tonight, this is one of the proof, the evidence, how Queens, how the epicenter will go back blooming again, will be showing that resiliency because of the culture and tradition. And for us, Kinding Sindao, Renayung came to the epicenter, to see how positive it is, how positive that the culture and tradition brought back life, because we did not really left home. We brought home with us, just like Renayung brought us here and we met. So tonight, can you kindly tell our audience your name and what group you have?
Hello, I'm Sweta Goswami. I am a director of dance in Ranjani Inc. And it's a cultural center for Indian performing arts where we have singing, dancing, drama, poetry, anywhere that somebody can contribute. We love to share our culture with others.
We can remove our mask now, maybe.
Okay. Today I'll be doing two dances. This one is Odissi dance from eastern part of India, from Odisha. And the dance is wishing well-being for all. It's an auspicious prayer and to Goddess Durga to eradicate this virus which has harmed so many people. We hope to be powerful against it and wishing peace and prosperity upon all. So we hope you enjoy it.
And can you tell our audience how the meaning of what you're wearing and in relation to Odissi as a genre and a classical genre of the dance, and the dance that you did tonight? It's about the god Durga?
Yes, yes, and as I just mentioned, it's mentioning peace and prosperity for all. It's slaying evil. Goddess Durga has many forms to her, slaying evil, a mother goddess, a beautiful goddess, so many various factors, but we wish for great health, and she provides us strength to get through troubling times, and wishing us good health as well. The costume that I'm wearing is typical of an Odissi costume. It's a pant sort of suit. It's a traditional costume. Costumes have changed since ancient times, but there's a basic genre and how it looks. There's a blouse, a fan. This is where a little bit of the modern day look, but it's still maintaining traditional aspect. The jewelry is silver. That's what they wear for Odissi dance in eastern India, in Odisha. And this crown, basically we're supposed to be dressing as a bride. So we get all adorned and try to look beautiful and have a beautiful dance and just feeling the devotion within to share with all. The crown is also symbolic of the top of a temple. This is the spire of a temple, and these are jasmine flowers symbolizing that as part of the costume. So basically just feeling good about what you're wearing, feeling nice, and just wishing everyone peace and prosperity.
So please join us every day for 5 days. We are going to showcase to you how beautiful the epicenter of the epicenter presents the culture and tradition from different parts of the world. And it's the backbone, it's the nucleus, it's the nectar of prosperity and the beauty and the blooming of life from that, turning the word epicenter of the epicenter and turning the word positive into being positive. So join us in our episodes and presenting to you the story of Renayung as Renayung visited the epicenter of the epicenter. Since Sweta dance is about Durga, that brings prosperity and healing and peace, like slaying evil spirits, and the Durga, the Mother Durga that nurtures life. We're gonna bring you to Mindanao. So this is, do you hear bells? So the bells, the tinonggong of the Tiboli people, is not a decoration. The purpose is to drive evil spirit away. So that's why when you hear that bells, don't disappear. That is, all these dances is not just dances. It brings the story of our life. You know, it's relating to nature and it's relating to the internal spirit, what we would like to happen to our lives. So we would like to guard ourselves from negative energies. And it becomes very beautiful. It becomes ornamental, but it's not just ornament. It has its own beautiful meaning. But mind you, these are all in relation to preservation of life and dignity of the passing on. So let me see. And then the beads has its meaning, and the colors. It is related to emuhan bird. Emuhan bird is supposed to be the messenger. It brings bad or good omen. So you have to listen to the emuhan bird. It is the, now you will say it may be the weather bureau, but it is sacred among the Tiboli people, because when the emuhan bird sounds like this, it means the harvest is not good. So you have to preserve yourself because maybe there's a big storm coming. So, however, the Tiboli people translate that into beautiful colors. And we have to read those. We have to read the beauty that we see. They're not just decoration. It has a message in it. And the dances and the movement that we're seeing are not just because you would like to entertain. We do this in order to raise consciousness to the world, to the current generation, in order for us to be united and aligned into listening to Mother Nature and what it says, so that hopefully we will continue healing each other, we will continue the message of peace. You know, like we are, the dances that we see, like for example, you can wear that hat. Slaong looks like beautiful decoration. This is usually worn in the fields, in the planting season. It is red because it reflects the spirit of spirit and energy that hopefully with the ritual that is done, the dance, what do you call this? Madal Suyu, the true dance, it will invite sunshine that is not too much to parts the earth during the sunny season, or it will ask the highest consciousness that please don't give us too much rain to flood, that is for the rainy season. So it reflects the seasons where the Tiboli people are. And then we brought that here to the epicenter of the epicenter to continue that ritual even though we're far away from home. And so we're gonna go now to the South India dance, and stand by, wait a minute, we'll be dressing up. Ikat mo lang yan. Saan punta, Mami? Can you tell us about your dance today?
Yes, I just performed a Bharatnatyam dance from South India, origins Tamil Nadu and neighboring states. Many consider it one of the probably the oldest form of Indian classical dance, and it's a very traditional, ancient form of dance that obviously is adapted a little bit for modern times, but still considered an ancient Indian classical dance. The dance I did is in praise of Lord Ganesha, who is often before any performance, we pray to Lord Ganesha for auspicious outcomes and to remove any obstacles. So during these, excuse me, coronavirus times, we're hoping that auspiciousness and good health and just well-being for all. So this is why we pray to Lord Ganesh, to remove obstacles and bless us with good blessings and peace and prosperity.
So that's how tradition that is coming from the ancient times is a living tradition that is very applicable anywhere. And it's very much needed, especially during these times of crisis and uncertainty, when people start doubting themselves. You have to seek for something to anchor, and that tradition keeps us, what do you call this? Anchored, keep us strong, keep us hopeful. We always look forward that there's always sunrise to come out. It is because we have practiced this tradition that has been proven centuries and centuries ago, that repeatedly dance is very essential, right? I'm an essential worker myself. I'm a frontliner as a nurse. But what keeps me healed again and again every time I see a trauma of, seeing patient that you see that the trauma, the suffering that they have seen, and it ends up to, giving up the life on earth. What is the rebirth that I always look at is the art, the beauty beyond it, the spirituality. And it's only, for me as a dancer, I think it is carried by that tradition that keeps you calm despite of chaos. And I have seen that in the practice of Bharatnatyam, a very, very ancient, what do you call this, dance form that is connected to the path where you always seek the enlightenment. So, and being away from home and having this tradition as it is just telling queens that, queens, you're always alive. Queens, if I always say this to myself, and actually this is the, what do you call this, the core value of why I'm heading Kinding Sindao, which is, Kinding means the movement, and Sindao means to spark a light. So for me, I never left home. We never left home because He brought home with us. And I always look at it that if we remember the resilience of our ancestors, we will never be conquered. We will never be conquered or dissuaded or discouraged by any negativities along the way. So we are in the epicenter of epicenter. Yeah, positive to life. Because we are in the epicenter of culture.
Queens and culture.
Queens, the epicenter of culture. And thank you very much. Namaste.
Namaste.
Assalamualaikum. And that is how Renayung traveled to the epicenter of the epicenter, along the way making the flowers bloom because of the presence of life carried by tradition, particularly the classical dances and ritual dances. Thank you.